Hey, you doing all right, Jake?
All right, you buddy.
We're doing all right. Miss Jordyn, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing wonderful. So I have known y'all for a very long time, watched y'all come up in the business, showing dogs, hunting dogs, and stuff like that. What is it that was the trigger that got you two into this sport? Jordyn, we'll start with you.
Well, I was really born into dogs, and I've just loved the sport since. Love animals, love working with them.
Fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Jake?
The same way I was born into them. I don't think nothing beats a hound.
Yeah,
Showing them, hearing them in the woods. I just think it's everything.
yeah. What's your favorite breed, Jake?
English.
English dog.
Yeah.
What line? What line?
I really like the Diamond Cutter line. And I like, of course, Mike's Bobby Lou line. He's got it
Oh,
going on.
yeah, that Bobby Lou. I tell you what, they clicking right along with that cross.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice cross there. Now, Miss Jordyn, you tend to do more of the show side of things, huh? Okay.
Yes.
What is your favorite breed?
Probably the Walker Hound.
The Walker Hound. What is it about the Walker Hound that stands out to you? Is your favorite?
They're very flashy to me, like in where they have different markings and stuff.
Jordyn, what got you into showing as far as really getting out there and competing? What is your mindset when you go out there? You're against adults. And what is your mindset when you go out there on the bench and you're showing your dogs? What is your mindset and your approach?
Well, I like to have confidence, but not overconfidence, because if I go in there with a bad mindset, I tend to get really nervous, and sometimes the dog tends to catch up on that.
Yeah, yeah. Now, and Jake, now you do both, right?
Yes, sir.
And Jordyn, do you hunt as well?
Sometimes I'll pleasure hunt with Jacob and Dad.
Yeah, yeah. But Jake, you do more of the competition hunting side of things as well.
Yep, I do.
Okay. Now, Jake, on the competition side of hunting, what is it that you've kind of picked up in the same reference that I asked your sister?
Uh, you just got to go in there and have to be able to trust your dog. If you do not trust your dog to perform, a good handler can only go so far. You
Yeah,
got to be able to have that trust with your dog.
yeah. And speaking of trust with dog, that comes with time in the woods, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. Now, Jordyn, there's a lot of folks out there that have never shown a dog. They're new to it. They don't understand the work that goes into that. There's a lot that goes into showing dogs. And I'm not going to just pick on Jordyn here, but Jake here is a fantastic handler. And Jake, you've also done a lot of winning on the bench as well. Um, Now, Jake, I want to ask you something. When you walk into the show ring, what is your approach?
Just to be able to, like I said, instill that trust, I think the transfer as well. I kind of see it like dog is your partner. If they don't do their end of the deal and you do, they let you down. But you can also have to keep up on your end of the deal, not let them down.
Yeah, yeah. Because if they sense that little bit of nervousness or anything like that,
Yeah.
it gets tough. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen multiple times myself, or a dog struggling or something. And it's just you can read it on someone's face. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Yeah.
"Arr, if I could get you right now, I would."
Oh yeah.
What
Yeah.
is Jordyn? What is something that has been a really difficult habit that you think was hard to get out of? Is there something that was hard to get through?
Definitely where I'm younger, definitely remembering the gating pattern or making sure my dog set up right and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, how do you go about making sure your dog is set up correctly?
Well, I like to start with their front and move to their back. And then I'll step back for a minute, look at them, and if I like it, I'll leave it. And if I don't, sometimes I'll fiddle and change.
Right. What are you really looking for?
Make sure they're square, make sure their top line's good, that
Hmm.
their angles are good.
And I noticed that, I mean, your dogs, and especially Jake as well, y'all's dogs, both of your dogs, when they get up there, they are locked down. I mean, very rarely do I see either one of you guys struggling with a dog. That comes from, and I know because I show hounds, that comes from putting them on the bench and really putting in your work. Explain to us, and Jake, we'll start with you on this. What kind of time goes into that, getting them ready?
Well, I usually work maybe about 5 minutes on the bench. Then I'll get down, kind of do a gait and pattern game a little bit. Another thing that's really helped too with conditioning is the treadmill. I think Bobby Sue right now, she gets about 25 minutes on the treadmill. So that really helps put her toned up and everything.
And Miss Jordyn?
I do about the same. Condition, work on the bench.
Let's talk about the woods a little bit, Jake. All right. You
All right.
go out there on a cast, and I know that you don't hunt just youth hunts. You hunt hunts as well. And you're out there with adults. What is your approach there? I mean, as far as your mental mindset when you're going out there in the woods and you're competing against the adults, I mean, what is your mindset when you're out there in the woods?
Stay aggressive. They're going to underestimate you if it's their first time hunting with you. You just got to kind of stay aggressive and make sure you have that trust in your dog to believe they'll be there when you call them.
Yeah. Now, you like to train dogs as well.
I do. Cage coons, let them out and so let them just work the track. Don't let them see them go and see what they'll do and just see. We keep them in the woods as much as we can. Just keep them going. Make sure they'll go.
And Miss Jordyn, now you like going pleasure hunting quite a bit. Are you ever going to break into the scene as far as hunting, or are you going to stick with showing? What do you think?
I don't know. It's definitely been something that goes through my mind a lot when I go hunting. Like, do I want to do it? Do I want to stick with showing? So.
Well, because both of you are so good. I mean, and I'm going to brag on you for you. Both of you are so good at what you do, and I'm very proud of both of you. I mean, to watch you guys come up through the ranks and absolutely in ways dominate. I mean, Miss Jordyn, you went on a run with Barney, and my gosh, let's talk a little bit about the run you had with Barney.
So I got Barney. Well, he wasn't supposed to be ours. He was supposed to, we were keeping him for one of my mom's friends. And I just kind of like fell in love with him at first sight. So I started showing him, and he was a grand. And then we showed all the way to, he just now got into the Grand Champion Hall of Fame. So it's definitely been a run with him. Sometimes he likes to give me a hard time, but I love him. He's probably my heart dog right now.
So you're 13 years old, and you have taken Barney, and you have made him Hall of Fame now.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you. and I want to personally thank you. That means a lot to my mom. It really does. I mean, she was part of breeding with Barney, and it was pretty special when we see someone 13 years old, folks, 13 years old, taking a dog all the way to top, finishing him out to Hall of Fame. I mean, that's impressive. And you won some major hunts with him as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did win overall Great American Youth with him.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Jake, what's some of the winning you've done, bud?
With Bobby Sue, last year at Autumn Oaks, I won opposite sex national grand overall to Scott Hogan's beautiful plot dog. Then Dusty turned around and won the Grand American Youth as well. Bobby Sue also has won the Vicky Hill Memorial and Queen of Show at English Days.
Wow. All right. Well, you ain't no pushover either, huh?
No, get blessed.
Now, y'all come from the coon hunting family, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And your dad, Eric, and your mom's name is
Leslie.
Miss Leslie. Eric and Leslie. I don't know why it slipped. But anyways, so Eric and Leslie Brooks is your mom and dad. And I know Eric, your daddy, he's also a bench show judge. How fun is it to go out there and show and then go and watch your dad judge at a major event like Autumn Oaks?
It's awesome. Just seeing him be out there doing it.
Now, Jordyn, I'm going to start with you. What do you learn from when your dad is out there judging?
Definitely, I watched more of the movement on a dog and the build and the way he examines them and stuff and like that.
Jake, same to you.
I like watching his thought process, how he's breaking a dog down, where he starts and where he ends up, where his deciding factors are.
Very thorough. That's the main thing, you know. It's really, really cool to watch your dad judge and stuff like that. And he is very, very thorough and really goes over a hound. And that has stemmed down through to y'all. And I can see how when you guys handle dogs, it's rubbed off. I can tell there's some coaching going on there. I know there has been quite a few times you both have went head to head against each other. Who has beat who the most?
Probably me.
Uh-oh.
Beat him.
Here's the exemption though. She has stole my dog from me multiple times. But she likes to steal Bobby Sue from me and go on and beat me with her.
Jordyn?
That's true, but also sometimes Barney can pull out a win over Bobby Sue.
Oh, so there's a little friendly rivalry there. Being your brother and sister, what is your approach when you're going in the ring against each other?
I just where around you, I know her weakness and where I can probably beat her at handling wise. So that also helps a lot knowing that. So I just got to prevail in that and really show her up in her weakness right there.
Miss Jordyn. I'm gonna spin that to you.
It's definitely a competitiveness. Like sometimes I'm like, well, if he wins, it's okay, and sometimes I'm like, I gotta beat him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Having a little friendly rivalry like that, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that it's fun. Y'all keep it fun. One thing I'm going to commend both of you on is your sportsmanship. I mean, both of y'all, win or lose, you're smiling. And Jordyn, I seen you had to have some rough times at times. You know, I remember when you were a little bitty girl and couldn't even hardly reach the dog, and you were still trying so hard, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. And you know, Jake, I watched you come up and really, really shine. And I remember when you started with English dogs years ago, and you were really showing them English dogs. And buddy, I was like, this young man is really coming on. You were one of the few, and I've been doing it since I was 14 years old. So I started when I was 14 years old with my mom, and my mom and I started showing my dad's dogs and his hounds. So, you know, I understand what it's like to be young and coming up through the sport, but the sport has changed. It has changed. It's a different sport than it used to be. And there's a lot more youth out there. Do you find the youth to be more competitive, or do you find it more competitive to compete against the adult?
I think the youth, there's some great youth handlers out there. I think the youth kind of is competitive, but I think going against adults is more competitive because they've had years of experience and stuff.
Well put, young lady. And you, Jake?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. There's the youth, y'all are just competing to make each other better. But then there's always something you pick up when you're going against the adults from some handling they do. You can always pick something up. Yeah.
And you know what? That's what makes both of you good. Seriously. That's what makes you go both really, really good. And, you know, I laugh all the time. I said, Jake has got the quiet confident. Would you agree, Jordyn?
Yes.
It's kind of more the quiet confident. And Miss Jordyn, you're Miss Bubbly. You're always smiling, and I think that there's more to this sport than what, instead of just showing and hunting and everything, there's more to the sport, like the friendships you can gain, and that's what everybody, I hope, understands, is the sportsmanship is really, really important. We're there to have fun. Y'all are there to have fun, and we're all there to make friends. We're not there to make enemies. And when Jordyn wins, that don't mean that she feels like she's any better than anybody, right, Miss Jordyn?
Right.
That's exactly right. Just sometimes you have the better dog, and you've been beat before, I can promise you. How do you handle taking a loss? And we'll start with you, Jordyn.
Well, for getting losses, you're gonna lose way more than you're ever gonna win. So I take it as a learning experience, see what I can do better with my dog. And it's always great to congratulate whoever won and then watch them go out and show again.
Right. Jake?
Definitely congratulate the guy there. I mean, sometimes your dog's not dogs. They tend to do that different. They're not bulletproof. I like to start back, look what went wrong, or did I just get out dogged? Sometimes that happens, right, and see what I need to work on.
And that's the key, what you just said. Sometimes you do get out dogged. It happens. And folks, you have to take that and go on with it as a learning experience, right, Jake?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Jake, tell me a little something, buddy. How does it feel to be on a pro staff?
It's surreal. I mean, I got blessed. I can't be thankful. I'm just so thankful for it.
Yeah. What goes into it? What goes into it, honestly?
Uh, I just make sure I go on there. Anything y'all post or anything y'all need to go on there, reshare it, put it out there for everybody. I usually just rock the same hat all the time, so I should put one of the hats on. Probably a
Yeah.
t-shirt too. So
Well, we'll hook you up.
yeah, definitely.
Well, speaking of pro staff, Jordyn, something you don't know is we're extending our pro staff. So, Jordyn, I would like to extend an invitation to you, and I'd like to invite you onto our pro staff as well, and would love to have you on board. And we would love to support you and any dog that you show.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so what we'll be doing is we will be sending off a gift package to you. And so anything that you need, you just let us know. Jordyn and Jake, I've been watching them for years. From the time they were little, I've been watching them grow, and I have never heard of a single negative experience with either one of you. That's commendable. That's commendable. And I mean, and Jordyn, I've watched you from the time you were little, and to watch you grow up and do so well, it just, I want to congratulate the both of you, and I am honored to have you onto our pro staff. And something I want to speak about is, Jordyn, not only are you competitive on the coonhound side of things, but you're a cheerleader.
Yes.
All right. How long you been in cheer?
Well, I cheered when Jacob played Little League football. And then I quit about the time I hit 4th grade. And then I started cheering back again in 6th grade.
How you like it?
I like it. It's definitely different.
Now, Jake, you're more of a fisherman, huh?
Yep, I am.
Yeah. What kind of fish you like to catch?
Trout.
Yeah. What's the science behind trout? We don't have trout in Florida.
They're probably, because they're a colder weather fish, they like that quite a bit. They're more active cold weather.
Now, Jake, you train dogs as well in the woods.
Yeah.
What are some things when you start training? What are some things that are mandatory right off the bat? What do you start with?
Leading, recall, and just definitely lead matters, stuff like that, and just being out there being active. Just make sure you try to keep them active.
Yeah. Recall. That's a big deal. That's a really, really big deal. Now, how do you work on recall?
I usually get with them, just like every time you're around them, say the name or word you want them to recall to, and just give positive reinforcement to them every time they come back to you or do what you want them to do.
Yeah, something I started doing, a little trick that I learned, and I'll share it with you. Something I do is when I'm ready for my dog to be done, I take that collar light, I turn his collar light on with my Garmin. As soon as I hit that collar light, my dog comes straight to me now. Yeah. But he knows, and what I did is I took that recall and Ched here. And he learned every time I said Cheddar, I'd turn his light on. And so now he's learned when I turn that light on, I don't have to say a word. He's coming back and hunting me. And so that's a little trick I learned over the years. So if you ever want to add that to your arsenal, there you go. It's a good one to have. And Jordyn, tell me, because I know that you don't only show grown dogs, you work with puppies too, I'm sure.
My mom has a trainer bench, the one where the top comes off, you have those under. Work them on them, and then they do good. They just stand there, have 4 feet on the bench, and they'll stand there for a little bit. I'll reward them, take them off, play with them, maybe 15 minutes later, put them back up there and see how they do.
Yeah, so you're doing a reward.
Yes.
Yeah, what's your reward?
Usually a little treat or something like that.
Now, Jake, do you reward your hounds in the woods?
I do.
Yeah, what's your reward?
Usually a milk bone, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Milk bone. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I started, I used to shoot a lot of them. And that was the old way of training. I do the same thing. I carry beef jerky with me. When I get in the tree, if we plus him up, I pull him off the tree. I give him beef jerky. He ain't ready to go. He's not worried about that raccoon tree. He wants that beef jerky.
Yeah.
Oh man, where'd you learn? Where'd you learn some of your handling techniques, Jake?
In the hunting world, most of the guys around here, Dad told them don't take it easy on me. I stay super competitive with them. Some probably the biggest. I got to shout them out. Of Chad Kennedy and Gary Deal. Yeah, they've helped me a lot.
Yeah. And on the show side of things with you, who helped you as well?
Mom and dad definitely. Mike Seats is another good guy. Just to know, be around. Very knowledgeable. Terry Jessup is also a very nice guy, knowledgeable about what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about some legends there. Mike Seats. I mean, I tell you, Mike Seats is one of the best, one of the very best. And I tell you, he doesn't get talked about enough. I mean, Mike Seats, what he has done for the sport, he has done a lot. I'm sure you know that. And Jordyn, I know you're very aware of that as well. And he's always got a good attitude to help. You know, he wants to help and he wants to see you succeed. And I know that he's been backing you quite a bit as well, Jake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good. And that's a good mentor to have because I tell you, he knows a dog. He knows a dog. Now, Jordyn, on the bench show side of things, who are some of your mentors and people you've looked up to?
My mom and dad, for sure. Megan Perez. Mike has helped me some, a lot. Katie Woodward, Connie, and Scott Hogan. Definitely love watching them show and learning from them. And probably Christina Officer. She's definitely one to help too.
I love Miss Christina. She's such a good person. And there's so many good people in this sport. And to see you guys surrounded and loved by all this whole coonhound community is really cool. And but it's earned. It's earned by your reputation, how you handle losing, how you handle winning. And I think that y'all are a perfect example of what winning and losing, how it can and can't look. And y'all do a wonderful job and you wear it well. Jake, you just went to Youth World as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. And how'd it go there?
Won my cast early on Thursday. No luck late and just got out dogged Friday. Just couldn't get a coon treat on them.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Jordyn, we'll start with you. When you're handling, what are some tips that you can give some up and coming handlers?
Don't doubt yourself when you're handling them. Don't stress yourself out. It's not what you need to do because then you'll second guess yourself and it's like yourself out on what you're doing. Very
much so. I've done that before. I've got up there just, been a ball of nerves and lose it. It happens. Jake, what about you, buddy? Let's start with the show side of things.
Just figure out what your dog likes. Don't try to showboat. My thing is get them set and quit trying to fit. That's my biggest thing is fidgeting. I'll get up there and just keep on picking. And Bobby Sue, everybody thinks stone cold bench broke. You can walk away and leave her. If you don't stay on her, she'll start going down on her front feet and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. People don't understand. And I'm glad you mentioned that. And Jordyn, I want you to cue in on this as well. People do not understand how much work goes into a show dog on the bench. They think we just set them up there and they're just set.
Yeah.
Explain, Jake, how hard it is.
Yeah. They can get on your nerves. They never know what you're going to do. You've always got to make sure they're taken care of and stuff. Some days it's their day. They want to work for you. And some days they don't want to be there and they'll just make it very hard on you as a handler.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Jordyn, what's been your experience?
Definitely getting aggravated at them for not standing there if I get them set, Dylan is a good example for this. I get him set and then he'll move on me because he doesn't want to do it that day. Some days he'll be stone cold and just stand there.
Yeah, and that's frustrating when you know you got one that'll just stand there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they just do that, and it's like, what are you doing? You know better than this. That'll just aggravate you to the core, you know?
Oh, yeah. Because you know what you got, and they don't want to do it. They just don't.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, do you deer hunt as well, Jake?
I do. I do a little bit, not as much, but I do deer hunt.
Do you? Well, what was harder, losing in a show or losing to a deer?
Probably losing to the deer.
That was brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I tell you, I've been there, and it's deer season right now, and boy, it's hot and cooking right now down here, especially.
Yeah.
And I love it. Jordyn, you deer hunt at all?
I've gone a couple times, but hoping to get one this year.
You hoping to get one this year, huh? It's gonna be your first year trying to get one.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, Jordyn. I can't help but see there is a painting on your wall, right behind your right shoulder. Who is that?
Barney.
That's Barney. Are
Mm-hmm.
are those plaques that you have up there? Are all those yours?
Yes.
Holy crud! How big is your trophy room?
Well, I have some in my room, and then I have these on my back wall, and then Mom and Dad have some in the living room.
Wow. And Jake, I know you got a pretty good size collection as well, huh?
It's probably not as big as hers, but it's a decent little collection.
When you are in the woods and you're handling, what is a common error that you see handlers making?
A common error is they strike the wrong dog. I know it's kind of like, but I've seen grown men strike the wrong dog. They've hunted that dog for years.
Right.
And I don't know what goes through their head. They'll strike the wrong dog. And another thing is let them tree too long. They'll sit there and let them tree for an extended amount of time and probably end up costing them the hunt.
Yeah. Not trusting your dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Call your dog for what he is, man.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about calling your dog for what he is, it's if you'll just call him for what he is, you're gonna find out if you have a coon dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna flat show you, because if you start calling him treed and you go over there and he doesn't stay,
yeah,
that just speaks volumes. Now, Miss Jordyn, what would you say on the bench is a very, very common mistake you see being made?
Stone cold dog. But if you overwork them, they'll get tired and they'll start moving.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that.
I have too.
Yeah, it's easy to do, especially when you get nervous.
Yeah.
You just go to pinching and you're like, oh, I need to try just to get a little bit more out of him. Oh, it's a hard habit to break, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Part about the sport of coon hunting.
Meeting new people and just being with your dog.
Jake?
I just people don't understand the opportunities that happen through this now with all the scholarships going out and everything, and the people too.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving away four-wheelers. They're giving away all kinds of stuff now. I mean, Jordyn, I mean, when you won at Grand American, you're right. It's Grand American, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. When you won at Grand American, your trophy was like, whoa, it was huge.
That was my first year with Chief.
That was with Chief.
Yeah, and then the next year was with Barney.
Golly, back to back, huh?
Then I went behind her and won it with Dusty.
He stole it from me last year.
So what did it feel like winning an overall Grand American in the youth, Jordyn? Back to back.
When I won it with Chief, I was like, oh my God, this isn't real. And then when I won it with Barney, it was special because it's Barney and he means a lot to me.
Yeah. And Jake, what about you, brother?
It was just awesome feeling knowing that they believed you had the best dog day. The judge really liked your dog. It just awesome.
Yeah, because Grand American's a big event. I mean, that's between the Grand American, Autumn Oaks. I mean, to me, Grand American's second, especially when it comes to competition. I mean, everybody shows up, and to see y'all win, it was just really cool. And to see back to back, and then you step up, Jake, and here you come and you win it, and it's like, golly, how do you beat these kids? I mean, and then y'all are out there competing against the adults as well and doing just as good, and I just want to commend both of you. I'm proud of both of you. And I sure hope you keep it going. I mean, I really do. Y'all are on a tear, and I really think if y'all keep it going, you got a big future ahead of you. And you said a great thing, Jake. You brought up something about scholarships. There's opportunities for scholarships out there, folks, for these youth handlers. I mean, and that's amazing. I mean, the sport is really growing, and if we can continue going like we are, I mean, look at the fun the youth is having. I mean. Look at Jordyn, 13 years old, and she's got more plaques than most coon hunters I ever have. And that's pretty cool by the age of 13. And Jake, I mean, you've accomplished a lot, brother, a lot.
Yeah.
And you're going to carry on. I can't imagine how exciting it is for your father to be watching his son and his daughter but especially his son, watching him carry on through the ranks and hunting as well.
Mhm.
And that's pretty cool, brother. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And I'm proud of you. And Jordyn, to watch you come up through those ranks. And I remember there was a time, Jordyn, you couldn't even reach a dog yet to get a step stool. And I remember watching you, and there was one thing about that. Even though you had to get up on a stool, you still stood your dog correctly. And that was awesome. And it showed how much heart and how much try that you have and how much dedication you have to the sport. And I just can't wait to watch the both of you. Jake, you're doing a heck of a job. We really appreciate you at Ringtails and Tall Tales. And you're going to go on and you're going to do a lot of winning, young man. And I'm very proud of you. And Miss Jordyn, it's going to be an honor to have you on the pro staff. So anything you need, you just reach out to us and we're going to take care of you. So any of your grooming products, anything like that, just let us know. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And also, we are going to be making show leads now. So my mom and Lainey and we have gotten together. We're going to be making show leads. So we'll make one for each one of you guys.
All right.
And we'll send one to you.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right. Absolutely. All right. Anything y'all would like to say on closing?
I just thank you for your time and opportunity to do it.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your dedication. It takes, people think that you just get on a pro staff and it's nothing. No, it takes work. It takes work to be on a pro staff. And you've done a great job at that. And yes, sir. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And Miss Jordyn, it's going to be fun to have you on there.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I can't wait. And we're only going to add one more person. And so I can't wait for 2024 and for what this new year has to bring. And we will be seeing y'all at the Grand American.
Will do.
All right. Well, y'all stay blessed and listen, anything you ever need, you let us know. Okay.
Will do.
All right. Well, thank you, Jake.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Jordyn. Jake and Jordyn Brooks, folks. I tell you what, you can't ask for a better duo. This is Jason Wayne Hunter from Hunter's Wheelhouse. God bless and take care. Y'all are outstanding. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Jason Wayne Hunter. Thank you for watching another episode of Hunter's Wheelhouse. It means the world to me. We're over 5,000 likes now on Facebook. If it wasn't for you, none of this stuff could ever happen. Thank you so much. Do me a favor, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Drop me a comment below. If you're on Facebook, hit a follow for me. Every follow adds up, folks. Like I said, if it wasn't for you, it'd never happen. God bless and take care.